When you first start fly fishing, chances are pretty good that you're going to come home with a 9-foot fly rod with a weight forward floating line and a 9-foot leader to 2 or 3X. The other reality is that you're going to come home with a box of flies that are very common and very appropriate for all sorts of different applications. The number one fly for that is the woolly bugger. Now, woolly buggers can represent so many different things in fly fishing. They can represent bait fish, minnows, leeches, stonefly nymphs, crayfish, dragonfly nymphs, a lot of different things that are found in different aquatic environments. So let's take those woolly buggers and apply them on a larger river like this and break down 5 or 6 common locations where you can successfully fly fish with woolly buggers. One of the best things about fly fishing is that you end up with a lot of habits. I've been fly fishing 42 years, and as you see in this box, there's essentially 3 colors of woolly bugger and a couple of patterns on the other side of the box that are just modifications of a woolly bugger. So even after all these years of fly fishing, guess what? Still a whole box full of woolly buggers. So what we want to do is simply tie a barrel swivel at the very end of your 9-foot leader with a clinch knot. On the bottom side of the barrel swivel, tie on 24 inches of 3X tippet and leave 6 inches out off the tag end of your clinch knot. The swivel's there to add weight, as is the tungsten bead on my woolly bugger. And you come in off the top side to the swivel from your leader. Your tag end now has your first woolly bugger, and the other 18-20 inches of tippet come down, and that's where your second woolly bugger is going to go. And the idea is you've got a tungsten bead and a swivel, and that allows you to cut through the water and into depth. And this setup here quite easily will get you down into 3-4 feet of water fairly quickly and be able to fish that effectively. So in a run like this one, you could literally spend almost your entire day fly fishing. It's counterintuitive to think about fly fishing 200 meters or 200 yards of water all day, but if things are on, there's plenty of fish in a run like this. So when we start at the bottom of the run and work our way upstream, we have all sorts of different options as to how we can fish the woolly buggers. The first option is to cast upstream at a slight angle, let it sink for 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, and strip really fast back towards you, and that'll pick up the aggressive fish that are in a little bit shallow. The other option then is to cast a little bit further across and let it sink, and as it drifts downstream past you, then you can pulse your rod tip or maybe strip as everything swings down and straightens out. Okay, so as the line swings downstream past you, you can either twitch your rod or just strip slowly like this. If the fish are active, you can strip faster. If things are slow in colder water or a low front, that kind of thing has happened, you can strip a little slower. From there, remember, you can just roll. You can allow that to water load, come back, allow that to water load. Be a little bit more deliberate and slower with your casts, because remember, you've got 2 beadhead woolly buggers as well as a weighted swivel, and now you can get that out there, swing and strip, or pause, strip, pause, or even bring your rod tip back upstream on a pulse. Any of those things are just there to elicit a strike, and again, if it's colder water, the fish are going to be a little bit more sluggish. You might find the odd really aggressive one that'll swing at a fast strip. Vary it up to find out what's going to work on a flat like this. And what you're doing is covering fish on the flats that might be holding on rocks that you can't see, little ridges of gravel and deflections that you can't see on the bottom. So when you work from downstream to upstream and you take a few casts and you step up and repeat that, it's actually quite difficult because you're casting across your body. The classic is actually to start on the top end of the run and cast across and let things swing and pulse and twitch and strip. And that's actually the classic, and it's a lot easier because all you have to do is come up, pause, and place it on the water. Maybe do an upstream mend, get that in line, and you can pulse with your rod tip and let that swing all the way around until your fly line is straight up and down in the current. You can do that, or you can strip, You can vary your retrieve, you can pause, you can do all sorts of things because your fly is either going to rip and pause and twitch, or it can float and flutter and pulse. There's all sorts of things that you can do. The key is to try a retrieve, vary it up, but the one thing you don't want to do is just do what a lot of beginners do, and they think that this is action. This isn't action. This is a really slow retrieve. You want to try fast, pause, and away you go. Get it up, going. If you want to do a slow retrieve, fine, do a slow retrieve, but still give it some life every once in a while. A lot of people, again, will just do these little 5-inch strips. No, pop it, pause. Pop with your rod tip. Bring your rod tip back over here. Pop. Pause it. Try all sorts of different things, even faster than that or slower than that, but use that swing and drift to your advantage in a flat like this. Please be sure to check out part 2 of this 3-part video series as we look at dead drifting this same woolly bugger setup under an indicator in various river features.